Ever wondered if there's another you out there, living in a different reality? Imagine a cosmos teeming with countless universes, each unique, each with its own laws of physics, timelines, and versions of you and me. This is the concept of parallel universes, a thought-provoking idea that has stirred the minds of scientists and philosophers alike. The idea of parallel universes isn't just a product of wild imagination. It finds its roots in the scientific realm, particularly in the field of quantum physics. Quantum physics, the science of the smallest particles in the universe, suggests that reality may not be as straightforward as we perceive it to be. It hints at the possibility of multiple realities, each existing simultaneously, yet independent of each other. One experiment that brought the concept of parallel universes into the limelight is the Schrödinger's cat experiment. It's a thought experiment proposed by physicist Erwin Schrödinger in the 20th century. In this experiment, a cat is placed in a box with a radioactive substance that has a 50% chance of killing the cat. According to quantum physics, until we open the box and observe, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. It's only when we observe does the cat choose a state, alive or dead. This idea of being in multiple states at once is a key concept that fuels the idea of parallel universes. So, when we talk about parallel universes, we're not just talking about science fiction. We're talking about an idea that is deeply rooted in scientific theory, an idea that challenges our understanding of reality. It's the idea that there could be a myriad of universes out there, each with a different version of reality, each with a different you, living a life that might be completely different from yours. And if you think that sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, well, you're not alone. But remember, many concepts that were once considered fiction are now accepted scientific facts. So, a parallel universe could be a place where another you exists, living a life that might be completely different from yours. The concept of multiple universes didn't just appear out of thin air. No, the idea of a multiverse or parallel universes has its roots deeply ingrained in the fields of physics and philosophy, particularly in the realm of quantum mechanics. Let's take a trip back in time to the early 20th century. Quantum mechanics, a then novel field of physics, was shaking the scientific community to its core. It proposed that particles could exist in multiple places at the same time, until observed, a concept known as superposition. This idea was so radical that even Albert Einstein had a hard time accepting it, famously stating, "God does not play dice with the universe." Fast forward a few decades to the 1950s, when a young physicist named Hugh Everett proposed the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Everett suggested that for every possible outcome of a quantum event, the world splits into different universes. In one universe, you chose tea over coffee this morning. In another, you're a world-renowned rock star. Everett's theory was met with much skepticism, but it provided a potential resolution to the paradoxes of quantum mechanics. And it proposed a mind-boggling possibility that our universe is just one of an infinite number of universes existing side by side, each with its own reality, its own history, and its own future. This theoretical framework of the multiverse has also been used to explain certain phenomena that seem to defy logic. Ever experienced déjà vu? That eerie feeling of having lived through a situation before? Or perhaps you've had a dream that later came true? Some scientists speculate that these experiences could be glimpses into parallel universes. It's fascinating to think that quantum physics could potentially explain such mysterious phenomena through the concept of parallel universes. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the universe, who knows what other astounding revelations await us in the realm of the multiverse? Ever played a video game where your choices determine the outcome of the story? Imagine you're playing a role-playing game. You're at a pivotal point where you have to make a decision. Do you save the princess or do you join forces with the villain? Your choice will undoubtedly steer the narrative in a different direction, creating a unique storyline. This is the concept of branching storylines in video games. It's a feature that allows players to interact with the game world and make choices that affect the game's narrative. It's a thrilling experience, isn't it? Knowing that your actions have consequences and can drastically shift the course of the story. Now, what if I told you that our universe might work in a similar way? In the realm of quantum physics, each decision we make could potentially spawn a new universe, a parallel reality where the alternative choice was made. It's like every time you make a choice in a game, a new game universe is created where you made the opposite decision. This is the idea behind the parallel universe theory, an idea that is still the subject of extensive debate in the scientific community. It's a concept that makes us question our understanding of reality and forces us to think about the infinite possibilities that may exist beyond our own universe. So, each time you're faced with a decision in a game, whether it's choosing a dialogue option, picking a side in a conflict, or even deciding which weapon to use, remember that you're not just shaping the story of your character, but possibly creating a whole new game universe. Just as in video games, our choices in life may also be creating numerous parallel universes, each a reflection of a different decision, a different path taken, a different storyline. Much like the choices you make in a game, every decision could potentially create a different universe. Imagine the possibilities. Did you know your very observation could change the outcome of an event? It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? This is essentially the crux of the observer effect in quantum physics. But how does this relate to parallel universes? Well, let's dive in. The observer effect posits that the mere act of observing will influence the phenomenon being observed. It's like when you're looking at a star through a telescope. The simple act of you observing it can alter its behavior. Now, this might seem a little far-fetched, but in the world of quantum physics, this is a well-accepted principle. But what does this have to do with parallel universes? The answer lies in the concept of superposition. In quantum physics, particles can exist in multiple states at once until they are observed. This is where the observer effect comes into play. As soon as you observe a particle, it chooses a state, influencing the outcome. Now imagine this on a cosmic scale. Every decision you make, every observation you draw, could potentially result in a branch in the universe. Each branch represents a different outcome, a different reality. This is where the concept of parallel universes comes into play. So, when you choose between tea or coffee in the morning, you're not just deciding on a beverage. You're creating a branch in the universe. In one universe, you're sipping a hot cup of tea, and in another, you're enjoying a robust cup of coffee. It's an intricate dance between observation and reality, where your choices and observations may lead to the creation of entirely new universes. The observer effect doesn't just influence the world on a subatomic level, it potentially shapes the fabric of reality itself. So, in a way, you're creating your own parallel universe every time you make a decision. Mind-blowing, isn't it? To sum up, the idea of parallel universes is not just a wild theory. It's a concept deeply rooted in quantum physics, sparked into existence by the thought experiment of Schrödinger's cat. Parallel universes are postulated to be among the countless universes that exist, a thought that is as fascinating as it is mind-boggling. In our discussion, we have explored how parallel universes might provide an explanation for certain phenomena, such as déjà vu and prophetic dreams. These phenomena, which seem inexplicable within our singular universe, suddenly find a possible explanation in the existence of multiple universes. We dove deep into the observer effect in quantum physics, a principle that states that the very act of observation can alter the outcome. This effect suggests that different choices can lead to the formation of distinct universe branches, much like branching storylines in a video game. Speaking of video games, we use them as a metaphor to simplify the concept of parallel universes. Just as gamers navigate through different paths and outcomes based on their choices, so too might we be doing in our universe. Each decision could be creating a divergent universe, a different path in the grand cosmic storyline. In the grand scheme of things, we are just observers, making choices and perhaps creating new universes. The theory of parallel universes encourages us to view our decisions and actions in a new light, reminding us of the potential ripple effects they could have in the cosmic ocean of multiple universes. While the concept of parallel universes may seem like a storyline straight out of a science fiction novel, it is a topic of serious scientific discussion. It's a theory that continues to intrigue scientists and laymen alike, pushing the boundaries of our understanding of the universe and our place in it. So next time you're making a decision, remember, you might just be creating a new universe.